Every year, we hear the buzz of New Year's resolutions like finding a new job, losing weight, earning more money, or finally getting rid of all that extra junk that just sits in your closet. And every year, we hear about how most of them, over 80%, fail. I think most people treat New Year's resolutions like a wish. It's something fun to do, and everyone else does it too. But it's not binding. You're not making a blood oath or signing a contract. A New Year's resolution holds as much weight as wishing on a star. We treat them more as, oh, I would like this, instead of, I must and I will make this happen. Let's dig a bit deeper into why New Year's resolutions generally don't succeed, and some tips on how you can fulfill yours. Number 1, we're not committed to it. We play games with ourselves a lot when it comes to things we should do. We say, I know I should go lose weight, or I really should stop smoking cigarettes, or I need to stop spending so much money on the weekends. The problem with saying things like I should is that it's our way of recognizing what needs to be done without actually taking any responsibility for it. Saying I should or I know but makes us no more committed to changing than if we were to just be honest with ourselves and say, I'm not going to do this. In fact, it might even be a bit worse than simply being honest with yourself, because when you say things like, I should, you're pretending to care and to do something about it, and then giving yourself permission to not actually do anything at all. So the only one you're really fooling is yourself, which is why, by January 6th, you're already eating junk food and surfing for things you don't need on Amazon. If you truly want to make a change in your life, the first thing you need to do is to commit to that change. It can't just be, oh, that would be nice. It has to be a necessity. There is no gray area about it. I must stop smoking, and I will stop smoking this year. The more emotionally charged you can make it, the better too. One method I think is extremely effective in finding that motivation and commitment is something Tony Robbins and marketing gurus talk about often when it comes to self-improvement or getting people to take action and buy. People tend to be more motivated by removing pain than by gaining a benefit. Tony Robbins has you think about all the pain that is caused by not changing. How much pain do you have because you're not losing weight and run out of breath walking up a flight of stairs? How much pain do you have when you're standing awkwardly at a party and don't know what to say to that cute girl without sounding like an idiot? So to start yourself on the right path, what pain will you have if you don't fulfill your New Year's resolution? Number 2, your New Year's resolution is too vague. Not following through with a New Year's resolution has the same psychology to it as does regular goal setting. If you create a goal that is amorphous, it's hard to track how much progress you've made, and it's hard to say whether you've met your goal or not. Let's use an example. Let's say your resolution is to lose weight. That may be a good goal to have, but how much weight do you want to lose? What if you lose weight and then gain it back? Does that still count? Is losing 5 pounds enough? 10? 50? When you simply say you want to lose weight without clear goals, it's hard to determine whether or not you're on the right track, and it's too easy to just give up. This is why having a concrete goal where you can create clear steps and milestones to track your progress is so important. It's much easier to stay on track if you say, I want to lose 30 pounds by the end of next year. Then it doesn't have to be such a large, insurmountable goal. That's 15 pounds every 6 months, 7.5 pounds every 3 months, and just a little over 2 pounds every month. There, you can easily track the progress you're making and use your milestones to motivate and encourage you to keep going. What does your resolution look like? Are there concrete numbers, and is there a clear vision of what you want to accomplish? Three, we give ourselves a way out and make up excuses for ourselves. How many times have you told yourself, I'll start tomorrow? Whether you'd start dieting tomorrow, stop smoking tomorrow, start talking to people more, it's always pushed off to tomorrow. Today you can splurge or binge all you want, but you'll definitely get back on track tomorrow. This is the part of what I was talking about earlier when I said we all play games with ourselves. First we play games about not really committing. Then when we actually do try to fulfill our resolution, we give ourselves exceptions bend the rules, say, well, this doesn't count, or I'll start again tomorrow. Next thing you know, every day is an exception and you've gotten no further in your goals than when you first set them. As we've already talked about, part of seeing your resolution through is committing to it, but that's sometimes easier said than done. So to help you along, you want to make it as easy as possible to succeed. Depending on your goals, this could look like prepping healthy meals ahead of time so that you don't have to cook during the week, setting your gym clothes out in the morning or packing them in your bag for after work, giving yourself only a certain amount of cigarettes each day and slowly cutting down one by one, have a portion of your paycheck go straight to a savings or 401k so that you don't even see it in your next payday, and you get the idea. Prepare or automate as much as you can so that you know what to expect and you aren't stretching yourself thin. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. That hour of preparation could mean avoiding the extra hours of going to the gym or the extra time you'll need to work to earn back the money you spent. Another way to make things easier for you is to make things black and white. What I mean by this is cutting out sugar and processed foods completely, cutting cold turkey on smoking, not buying drinks when you go out anymore. While this isn't the right method for everyone, for some, especially those with addictive personalities, it's necessary. If you're the kind of person where you can't have just one cookie, just one cigarette, you can't just walk into a store and only buy the one thing you went in there for, once you're there, you just have to have another and then another and then another, then making things black and white might work better for you. It's definitely a simple rule to follow. No sugar, no cigarettes, no spending your money on anything. Again, you might slip up and maybe even go into a frenzy, but remember not to beat yourself up. Prepare things ahead of time and reward your good behavior to set yourself back on track. If you're interested in reading more about black and white decision making, I'd recommend the book Decisive by Chip and Dan Heath. You can get the link to the book in the description below. You have limited willpower, so take that into account when you're working on your goals. You are going to slip up. That's okay. What you want to avoid, however, is beating yourself up or deciding it's hopeless, so you might as well binge for the rest of the day. No, if you slip up, recognize that you did and go, okay, I ate a cookie. That's okay. I'll eat this cookie and enjoy it, but then I need to stop and set myself back on track. Don't beat yourself up. It's not the end of the world if you slip up, nor is it an excuse to let loose and go crazy. Think of it as if you were trying to train a puppy. If the puppy doesn't do the trick correctly, you don't yell at the puppy. You simply try again until it gets the trick right, and then you reward the puppy with a treat. Think of yourself, or your brain, as the puppy. Studies have shown that the best way to encourage and sustain a new behavior is through positive reinforcement. So when you're able to go for a week, a month, 6 months, and a year of sticking to your plan and achieving your goals, find a way to celebrate. You'll find it's much easier to keep going when you're rewarding your hard work rather than punishing yourself for the times you made a mistake. What are some excuses that you make up for yourself? And what are some ways that you can set yourself up to succeed? Personally, I stopped making New Year's resolutions a long time ago because they're essentially meaningless to me. I'm always goal setting, planning, and working towards becoming a better person in my health, professional, and personal life. And when I do achieve my goals, I move on to the next ones. I'm not waiting for the end of the year to say, okay, now I'll make a change. The best time to change is right now, not some arbitrary date. Your New Year's resolution could have started in July, really. The most important part of your resolution is following through with it and making your life better, not to go around in a circle, sharing a vague promise only to slide back into old habits. Don't worry about what other people are saying and doing. Focus on what is going to be best for your life, your primo life, if I might add, and start building it. Thank you so much, everyone, and Happy New Year. Share in the comments what your New Year's resolution is, if you have one, and remember to set concrete goals. Also, please like and subscribe and share with anyone who you think could use some extra help sticking to their resolution.